some animation videos. Is it appearing my screen, Mama?
Yes,
So no need of voice audio here. Just see the animation video. This is the shaft. This is the key. See the shape of the key. It is a tapered key. The shape is appearing tapered. Now see how it is going to assemble. These are all the parts separately it is showing how the all parts are going to assemble. First shaft is inserted in the flange, then key is inserted in another flange. See how the key is inserting like this. The key is inserted. Now in same manner for the another flange. Here two flanges are there. This is the one flange, this is the another flange. The shaft is inserting in this one. After inserting the shaft, key is used here to make a joint between these two. See the key is inserted between the keyway provided between the flange and shaft. Now both are assembled. Now two flanges are assembling now. With the help of fasteners, nut and bolt, these two are going to assemble. So this is a total assemble of the coupling. Okay. So the shaft coupling, just now you have seen that animation video. Generally, what is the purpose of the shaft coupling is the shafts are made not more than the 7 meters. because inconvenience in the transportation. Because if the shafts are heavy, lengthy, sorry, larger in length, so what happened? The transportation is a major problem to transfer the from company to other requirement where the requirement is there. This is a more difficult. To overcome this difficult, the shafts are manufactured up to 7 meters, 6 meters, 7 meters. Now, whenever we require the continuous larger in length, so what we have to do, we have to assemble the shaft. To assembling purpose, the discontinuity are connecting the more than one shaft. The couplings are we are using here. Okay, so the couplings are we are using, and the couplings have the somewhat advantages, not advantages, used for the machinery several purpose. First one is to provide the connection of shaft of unit that manufactured separately such that motor and generator to provide disconnection for repair and alteration. Whenever the generator and motor are connected, whenever there is a alteration and repairs, easy for convenience of disassemble the parts, these couplings are going to use here. And to provide the misalignment of the shaft or to introduce the mechanical flexibility. So misalignment means when there is a suppose such type of connection we need to made. Suppose see here this is a one shaft. Okay, sorry otherwise. Suppose here this is the one shaft. Okay, and this is one shaft coming from the motor, and this is another shaft connected to the generator. Suppose. Okay, so we want to connect these two shafts. Is it possible to connect here? This is the position is not displaced here. This is the position of this generator. This is the position of this motor. Even though we have to connect these two shafts. At this situation, coupling is used to connect these two shafts. So this connection is known as a misalignment. So whenever there is a misalignment, we can connect the misalignments properly. Okay, so this misalignments mean like this is the lateral misalignment, somewhat angular misalignments are there. Generally you can find the angular misalignments at the propeller shaft of the machine. Okay, so such situations the couplings are using. Okay, and these couplings are used to uh, reduce the whatever the transmission shocks are generated, the transmission shocks are going to reduce with the help of this coupling. And here whatever the overloads are there, that overloads are going to protected with the help of these couplings. Okay, so this is a brief introduction about the coupling. As per your syllabus, this is the types of coupling. First one is a rigid coupling, second one is a flexible coupling. As per your syllabus we are discussing. Sir, no, 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 sir. So as per your syllabus, first one is a rigid coupling. In this rigid coupling, these three types of couplings we need to discuss. And in flexible coupling, the bush pin type of coupling we need to discuss. So these two are the your out of syllabus. Okay. So first one is a rigid coupling. Rigid coupling is where the two shafts we need whenever we have to connect, which are perfectly aligned. Perfectly aligned means see here this is the one shaft. Okay, this is the another shaft. So both axes are collinear. Both shaft axes are collinear. At these situations, the connection is required. This connection is done with the help of rigid coupling. Okay, so this rigid coupling can be possible by the sleeve muff coupling. This rigid coupling can be possible by the sleeve or muff coupling. Next, second category, clamp or split muff coupling or compression coupling. Then third one is a flange coupling. Just now you have seen the animation video about the flange coupling. Okay, so these are all the rigid couplings. These rigid couplings are used to connect the collinear shafts. Collinear means which are perfectly aligned. Okay. Now second category is the flexible coupling. Flexible coupling means just now I've shown the previous slide. This is the flexible coupling. When there is a not collinear of between the two shafts. So at these situations, as per the requirement, we need to set the coupling. That is a flexible coupling. So when it is used to connect the two shafts having the both lateral and angular misalignments. So this lateral just now I've shown the lateral misalignment and angular misalignment. Angular misalignment means in the universal joint of the propeller shaft, we can observe the angular misalignment. Okay, so just wait. I will show that how it is appear. So this is the angular misalignment. This type of joint you can see at the propeller shaft of the sorry universal joint at the propeller shaft. Okay, so this is the parallel, this is the angular, this is the combined one. Okay, Babu. So this type of joints can be possible by the flexible coupling. Okay, so in this flexible coupling, bush pin type of coupling, you have bush pin type of coupling you have, and universal coupling is not there, universal joint is there. Okay, and the old arm coupling theory part you studied in the theory of machine. Okay, so this is the topics you have in the design of shaft coupling. So here, whatever the topics are there, sleeve coupling, clamp or split muff coupling, flange coupling, bush pin type of coupling, entire design procedure you need to remember. I'm explaining the design procedure with the one example problem. In examination, maybe ask for the design procedure, otherwise may ask for the problem solving. So in both cases, both means if you remember the design procedure, no need to practice the problem. If you remember the design procedure, no need to practice the problem because both processes are having the same procedure. Okay. Now today I'm going to explain the sleeve muff coupling,
Sir, which both are having same procedure?
problematic and derivation.
Okay, sir.
So this is the sleeve muff coupling. The diagram is appearing, that is the sleeve and muff coupling, sleeve or muff coupling. Sleeve muff coupling is a simplest type of rigid coupling. Just now I said this is the first classification. First classification, rigid coupling. Rigid coupling. Okay. So in under the first classification, this is the muff coupling. It is made of cast iron. It is made of cast iron. The material is cast iron, and it consists of a hollow cylindrical portion. So the outer one, muff, the hollow cylindrical portion, hollow cylindrical portion. Okay, it is consists of hollow cylindrical portion that is known as a muff or sleeve. Okay, whose inner diameter, whose inner diameter equal to outer diameter of the shaft. outer diameter of the shaft. It means the diameter of the shaft is equal to external diameter of the shaft is equal to internal diameter of the muff. Okay, it is fitted over the ends of two shafts. So it means whenever we want to, this is the one shaft, this is the another shaft. Whenever we want to connect these two shafts, welding is not possible. If we done the welding here at this portion joint, what happens whenever the repair alterations are generated in the machine and generator other where the power is generated source of power utilization of power where the problems are generated, if we weld this portion here, so disassemble while making disassemble we'll get the difficulty. So that reason we are using the couplings here. Okay, so whenever we want to connect the two shafts, so at the end of the two shafts at the end of the two shafts the coupling this muff is going to place. The muff is going to place means from this end muff, from the right side of the muff one shaft is inserted, from the another side another shaft is inserted, and after insertion of this one the key is inserted between these two elements muff and shaft. Okay, the key is inserted from this side, another key is inserted from the this side. Okay, so the keys you are here we are using, that is gib headed key. See here the shape is appearing gib headed key. This is the shape of gib headed key. Okay. Gib headed key. Okay, so gib headed key is nothing but one side of the key is having the head, another side is free, and the end of the key is having the tapered section. Tapered means reducing its cross section area. Okay, so this key is inserted from this side in the keyway, and the another key is inserted from the this side another keyway. So finally, what happens? Why we are inserting the key to make a joint between the muff and shaft. Okay. Now here the length of the muff is a L. The length of the muff is denoted by L. So the length L is this values you need to remember, Babu. Length of the muff is denoted by capital L. Its value is 3.5 D. 3.5 D, where D is the diameter of the shaft. Where D is the diameter of the shaft, and outer diameter of the sleeve denoted by capital D. Outer diameter of the sleeve or muff denoted by capital D. Its value you need to remember always. Its value is 2D plus 2D plus 13 mm. At any cost, you have to remember these equations. These equations you need to remember. These equations, nothing but these are all the empirical relations. Okay, where D is the diameter of the shaft. Here, the diameter of the shaft. Okay, in this, what parameters we are going to design in sleeve muff coupling? What parameters we are going to design? The topic name is design of shaft coupling. Design of shaft coupling. So, what type of coupling we are designing here? Sleeve muff coupling we are designing. So, to design that procedure, whatever the procedure I'm telling now, same procedure applicable for the problem solving. Okay, the first thing is length of the, so one by one I will explain. So if you remember this procedure, you can easily solve the problem. It means no need to separate practice the problems. So in sleeve muff coupling, the procedure I'm explaining, first we need to design the shaft. design of shaft. So design of shaft, uh, the previous topic was the design of shaft. We discussed this one. Here, the muff coupling, sleeve coupling is used to transmit the whenever the two shafts are connecting with the help of this muff coupling, because of to transmit the power from the source to required. So that reason the shaft is subjected to torque. So that reason I'm taking the torque equation pi by 16 into sigma s into d cube. The shaft is going to design here. Now the permissible shear stress value is always remember 84 megapascal. Okay. Now the second thing is design of design for sleeve. Design for muff or sleeve. Design for sleeve. So sleeve portion I'm drawing here. Sleeve portion I'm drawing here. Sleeve is having the hollow cylindrical portion, and one keyway one keyway is provided always. I'm drawing the here. So this is the muff or sleeve. We are designing now this one. So the purpose of the this joint is to make the two shaft assembled, and torque is going to transmit it from the one shaft to another shaft. Okay. So torque is transmitting. Torque is transmitting. So the reason I'm taking the this equation. T equal pi by 16 into sigma s into d naught cube minus into d naught power 4 minus di power 4. This equation I'm taking. Why? So this muff is nothing but it is a hollow cylindrical portion, nothing but hollow shaft. So hollow shaft, what is the equation? For the solid shaft, this is the equation. For this hollow shaft, this is the equation. Okay. So here the coupling is using to transmit the torque from the one shaft to another shaft. So the failure is going to taking place in the shear. So that reason I'm taking the this equation. Okay. So this equation we can also written as T equal pi by 16 into sigma s into uh, sigma s into d cube to 1 minus, sorry, here I've forgotten this, d naught 1 minus k power 4, where k is the diameter ratio, that is di by d naught. Okay. So where d naught is the external diameter, d naught is external diameter, d naught or d, it is its value is 2d plus 2d plus 13 mm, 13 mm. So this value, any cost, at any cost, we need to remember this empirical relations, Babu. Okay. Now the design for sleeve is over. Now third is design for key. Design for key. So design for key first, dimensions of the key first we need to calculate. Then strength calculation we have to do. For the first time, um, dimensions means generally I'm drawing the cross sectional. This is the front view. This is the side view. This is the thickness. This is the width, and this is the length of the key. First, we need to calculate the dimensions. Okay. So here, the key coupling is designed similar way. Means The length of the key, how much? The length of the key we have to maintain same as how much it is the length of the muff it is having. How much the muff is having the length, same length we need to maintain, uh, because whenever assembling is done, enter here this keyway is provided at the a total portion. Okay, entire portion provided with the keyway means the key is required to insert cover the total portion, cover the total portion here. So that reason the key is provided the same length. So here two shafts we are inserting in this one. From this side one shaft, from this side another shaft. So that reason the length of the key is, the length of the key is half of the muff, because one key is inserting from this side, another key is inserting from this side. So how much each length of the key? That is total half of the length of the muff. Okay. So what is the length of the muff? The length of the muff is 3.5 d by 2. Now what is this one? 3.5 d by 2, 2 2 1.75 d, 1.75 d. So length of the key is 1.75 d. Okay. Now designing the strength wise. Generally keys are going to fail in two criteria. One is the shear criteria, second one is the crushing. Okay. So these two are also we discuss in the design of keys. So if it is fail in a shear criteria, how it is fail, I will show you here. So half of the keys, if it is fail in a shear, half of the key is located in the muff and another half of the key is located in a shaft. So that reason, now this is the thickness by 2, and this is the width, and this is the length. This is the length. So shear means shear stress is equal to shear load by area. So what is the area here? The area is shear area. This is the shear area. Okay. So the shear area is L into W. Now with this equation, we can calculate the shear load, shear into L into W. Okay. In shear wise, we are calculating the strength. In same manner, crushing wise. What happens if the key is fail in a crushing? Okay. So this is the T by 2, another T by 2. Half of the portion is located in a muff and half of the portion is located in a shaft. And this is the total length of the key, and this is the width of the key. So it is failing in a crushing. So crushing means here this portion is going to crush. Here another portion is going to crush out another side of the key. Okay. So that reason, what is the crushing area? The crushing area is L into this T by 2. Okay. So that respective stress is crushing stress is equal to crush load by area. That is area is L into T by 2. Now the crushing load is crushing stress into length of the key into thickness by 2. So this is the strength of the key in a crush criteria. So this is the procedure how I solved the total enter procedure. Same procedure applied for the solving the problem. This is the design procedure for the sleeve muff coupling. This is the design procedure for the sleeve muff coupling. So whenever the question is asked in examination to write the design procedure, you need to draw the this diagram, this diagram neatly, and you need to explain the each and one this procedure. First one, design for the shaft, design for the muff, design for the key, like this manner. Each and everything you have to explain. Okay, Babu. In this design procedure, any doubts you have, you can ask.
Sir, where is the crushing load equation?
This is the one. Just now we derived. If it is fail in a crushing, this is the equation. If it is fail in a shear, this is the shear equation. This empirical, two empirical relation you can find here. One is the capital D is equal to 2D plus 13 mm. One is the length of the muff is how much length of the muff 3.5 D. This relation you need to remember, Babu. Okay. Shall we move? If you don't have any doubts to problem. So see here question. Design and make a neat dimensioned sketch of muff coupling which is used to connect a steel shaft transmitting the 40 kilowatts power at a speed of T350 rpm, and the material for the shaft and key are plain carbon steel. The material is this material, whatever the data is given for the material, that is most important, Babu, for selecting the stress values. By seeing this material only, we are selecting the stress maximum permissible stress value. If the stress value is not given in the question, suppose here 40 megapascal, 80 megapascal is given in the question. If in case this value is not given, how we have to select? By seeing that this material name, plain carbon steel. By seeing the material, we are going to take in the material properties like 40 megapascal, 80 megapascal. Okay. So here the plain, the material for the shaft and key is plain carbon steel for which allowable shear, see here, allowable shear and crushing stresses may be taken as 40, 80 megapascal respectively. The material for the muff coupling is cast iron for which the material, the property shear stress is 15 megapascal. First write down the given data. First write down the given data. Power is 40 kilowatts, 40 into 10 cube. Speed is given 350 rpm. 350 rpm. The material plain carbon steel for which shear stress 40 megapascal, or else we can write as a 40 Newton per mm square. Now crushing stress 80 megapascal, or else we can write as a 80 Newton per mm square. And the material, this is for the shaft and key, these material properties and material. And for the muff material is cast iron. The property is sigma s equal 15 megapascal. 15 megapascal. Now we are calculating the designing. The question is design the muff coupling. First one, in design procedure, first what we calculated, design for shaft. Design for shaft. In design procedure, first we what we calculated, design for shaft. So design for shaft, before before calculating this one, empirical relations means dimensions of the this the coupling we need to calculate first. Length of the muff first we need to calculate. Length of the muff is 3.5 d. Okay. And diameter of the muff, outer diameter, capital D, is equal, how much it is, 2d plus 13 mm. So d value how much we don't know. Here d value how much we don't know. Now we are calculating the design of shaft, where d is the diameter of the shaft, where d is the diameter of the shaft. So capital T equal pi by 16 into sigma
So
s
these
value.
relations are for muff coupling only, sir.
Yeah, for different couplings you have the different empirical relations. You need to remember all equations.
Okay, sir.
Now T is equal 5 by 16 sigma s into d cube. Sigma s value for the shaft I'm telling. Sigma s value for the shaft I'm designing, because the title is design for shaft. So this sigma s value I have to take from this relation, because these two values are related to the shaft and key. So that reason I'm taking the sigma s value as a 40. Okay, I'm not taking the 15 because this 15 value is for the muff, not for the shaft. Okay, 40 megapascal. Now d value that we need to calculate, if we get the d value we can easily get the dimensions of the muff. Okay, now what is t? T is the torque transmitted by the shaft, we don't know. Now we have the one relation from the power equation, P equal 2 pi nt by 60, 2 pi nt by 60 watts. So T is equal in this, P value how much given, 40 into 10 cube into 60 by 2 pi into n, 350 is given in the question. Now what is the value of torque in terms of Newton meter? In terms of Newton meter, tell me that value. Absent is, and absent is lera. Tell me the T value, Babu.
1091.34, sir.
101
1091 into 0.34.
0913
0.34.
0.34 Newton meter. Now convert it into Newton mm. Newton mm, that is 1091.34 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton mm. Okay, torque value we got. Substitute the torque value here. Now you will get the diameter in terms of mm. Remember, all dimensions of this figure should be in mm only. So that reason I'm converting each dimensions into mm. Because see, the observe here empirical relation, L value appearing in the mm, D value appearing in mm. Okay, for that reason all whatever the dimensions related to this figure should be in mm. So get the D value in terms of mm. What happened, Amma? Today also 48 less students. What is the D? What is the D value? Make it fast.
Sir, 51.79, sir.
Very good. 51.7
79 mm.
mm. Means we can write as a 52. Make a round figure. Okay. So this is the diameter of the shaft. Now go to the first slide. Now what is the length of the muff? What is the outer diameter of the muff? So 3.5 into 52. What is the value? 3.5 into 52.
182, sir.
182. 182 mm. Now 2 into 52 plus 13. Now, what is the length diameter of the muff?
117, sir.
117 mm. Now two parts are over. Now remaining two parts are there. This, what is the second part here? Design for sleeve. Design for sleeve or muff. Muff and sleeve both are same meaning, Mago. So design for muff. What is the design procedure? The design procedure is T equal pi by 16 into sigma s into d naught cube into 1 minus k power 4. 1 minus k power 4. So what is k here? K is nothing but di by d naught. Di is nothing but outer inner diameter of the muff. Okay. And d naught is the outer diameter. Okay. So d naught we just now we calculated. What is di? Do we calculated just now? What is di? Anybody? I'm expecting the answer from the students. What is di? D naught just now we calculated here 117. Capital D is nothing but D naught. Capital D is nothing but D naught. Okay. Now I'm expecting the answer from the students. What is the DI? Where we can find? Please respond to my question whether do you know or don't know. What is DI? From where we can get the DI value? The simple logic, Amma.
Inner diameter,
Inner diameter.
shaft diameter, something.
Sir,
Very good.
shaft diameter is
Very good. Very good. See here, inner diameter of the this muff and outer diameter of the shaft both are equal. Okay. Outer diameter of shaft, inner diameter of the muff both are equal. If this is case is satisfied, then only the coupling is going to possible. Okay. So inner diameter is how much we got? Outer diameter of the shaft 52 we got. 52 by 117. This is the K. How much it is? Make it fast, Babu. How much it is?
0.44.
0.44. Very good. Now, what we are doing? Design for sleeve. We are designing the sleeve. So it means uh, how much torque transmitted by the shaft, how much the torque transmitted by the shaft. Here we calculated the torque transmitted by the shaft T. Same torque is carried by the this muff also, because whatever suppose This is the shaft connected to the engine. This torque we need to transfer from this shaft to this shaft. It means how it is going to transfer the torque. First transfer to the muff. The torque first transfer to the muff. Then this muff is going to transfer the torque to this one with the help of this key. Okay, it means how much the torque is generating on this shaft, same torque carried by the muff, same torque carried by the another shaft. It means, can I write this torque here? Can I write that this torque value same as with the shaft torque? How much we got here? 1091.34. 1091.34. Is it right? Because whatever the torque, the basic, what is the purpose of the coupling? To transmit, to assemble the two dissimilar, two different shaft, and transmit the power from the one shaft to another shaft. Okay, so it means whatever the torque is carrying by the shaft, same torque carried by the muff are same. Okay, so this is the one. Now 1091.34 equal pi by 16 into sigma s into d naught value. How much? D naught, how much we got? D naught 117. 117 whole cube into 1 minus 0.44 power 4. Now we will get the sigma s value. What is the sigma s? Tell me the sigma s. Tell me the sigma s. The value, the answer is should be in terms of Newton per mm square, because we are substituting the values in terms of mms. Here it is in mm, and this is wait, Babu, this is the this torque value also we need to mm. It means multiply with the 10 to the power of 3. Now the torque value is Newton per sorry, Newton mm. Newton mm. The torque value also Newton mm. So all are in mm. So that reason the sigma s value also should get in terms of Newton mm square. Now tell me the sigma s value. Make it fast. We don't have time. Make it fast, Amma. Only one person is interacting in the class. The rest of the people are sitting idle. No one is discussing the class.
The 3.60.
3 point 3 point how much?
3.60.
60 Newton per mm square. Now see why we calculated. You may get the question, sir. Already given the question. Sigma s for the muff coupling. Muff is 15 megapascal. See here in the question is it is given 15 megapascal. Again, why you calculated? You may get the question. Why I calculated the sigma s value here? Because whatever the design of the shaft you selected previously, that value you taken here for the design of muff. Whatever the previous values you got, that values are safe condition. Under the safe condition or not, you have to check that one. For the checking purpose only, I calculated the sigma s here. Now how I have to check the given question sigma s value is, the given question sigma s value is 15 megapascal, otherwise 15 Newton per mm square, but your calculated value is 3.60. Okay, so the calculated value always should less than the permissible value, given value. The calculated value is always less than the permissible, otherwise given value. If this case means permissible value less than the permissible value, if you satisfied this condition, your design previous design procedure entire procedure is under safe condition. If the calculated value is exceeding this given value, your design is not safe. Okay, so like that you have to write the comment. The calculated sigma s value is less than the permissible limit value, that is 3.60 newton per mm square is less than the 15 newton per mm square. So that's the reason design of the muff is safe. Like that comment you need to write. For the comment also you have the marks. Okay, now the third one, this is the second one is over. Now third one is a design for key. Design for key. So design for key, first what we need to calculate? First we need to calculate the length. Length, how much length of the key is? How much we got in the procedure? Length of the key 11 is L is equal 1.75 d. L is equal 1.75 d. So diameter of the shaft, how much we got? 1.75 into 52. Oh, now how much? What is the length of the key now? How much, Babu?
91, sir.
91 mm. Okay. Now width of the key. This width of the key is the width of the key is uh, if it is rectangular key or square key. If it is rectangular key, the key width is d by 4 and thickness is d by 6. These values also we discussed in the design of shaft. Okay. If it is square key, thickness, width both are same. Okay. If it is rectangular, if it is rectangular key, this is the relations. If it is square key, this is the relation. Now what is the, now the given question is generally we are using the give headed with rectangular key, so that reason these values I am taking. What is that? W is equal d by 4. D value how much we got? 52 by 4 and thickness is 52 by 6. Now what are those? 52 by 4 how much?
Sir, 13 mm, sir.
Thir- 13 and 8.6.
This W value
Yes, sir. 13 and T value 8.6.
8.6. 13 mm, 8.6 mm. Okay. Now we calculated the dimensions. Now strength wise we have to check. So strength wise, first one for the strength wise, for the strength wise I am calculating now. PS equal shear S into length into width. Okay. Now what is PS? PS value is given in the question. PS value. PS value is not given, but torque transmitted by the key is T is equal to force into perpendicular distance by 2. So what type of force? This is the one shear load. Okay. Now shear load equal 2 into T by D. What is the D here? D is nothing but diameter of the shaft here. Okay. So D is a diameter of the shaft. So small d I am writing here. D by 2. Okay. Now T value how much you got? T value 1091.34. 1091.34 into 10 to the power of 3 by D value how much you got? 52. That is PS. Okay. Now what is PS? Tell me the PS value. Make it fast, Amma. It's time 10:30. Make it fast. Meanwhile, I will take the attendance.
41974.
How much, Emma? 41974.
41974.61, sir.
41974.64. What is the
61
units? Units is newtons.
newtons.
Now you got the PS value. Substitute here. Substitute here. PS value
Sir, 41974, sir.
74. Okay. 0.61.
Yes, sir.
74.61 equal sigma S value. Sigma S value we don't know. Sigma S value is given in the question. We have to calculate the sigma S value. We are designing for the strength wise now. Means first we need to calculate the sigma S value here and compare with the given data. If the values are less than the permissible value, then our design is safe. Okay. Now sigma S into L value, how much we got? L value, how much we got? Where is L? L is 91. L is 91. And W, how much we got? W value, how much we got? 13 mm. Now what is sigma S? Make it fast.
35, 35.48.
35.48
Yes,
Newton per mm square. Now see here, sigma S value we got 35.48. Question is given uh, shear stress. Sigma S value how much given? 40. It means our design is safe. Question value permissible limit given. In the question, permissible limit is given for the key value 40 megapascal. But we got the for 35.48 megapascal. It means the calculated value is less than the permissible value. Permissible value. It means our design is safe. Design is safe under shear condition. Now same manner we need to calculate the in crushing PC equal sigma C into L into T by 2. PC value same, okay, and sigma C value need to calculate separately. Now after calculating the sigma C, we need to compare with the permissible value. How much given in the question? 80 megapascal. Question is given 80 megapascal. If our calculated value is less than this permissible value, then design is safe. Okay, so you people calculate the sigma C value. PC is same as this one. Okay, L value already we calculated, T value also already we calculated. Then get the value of sigma C, compare with the permissible value, given value. Now write the comment. Okay, regarding this problem, any doubts, Babu? Today we completed the muff coupling. In next class, we are going to complete the compression coupling. Okay.
Sir, we have to draw a diagram also, right?
Yeah,
We have
yeah.
to sketch.
You have to, after getting the all values, after getting the safe conditions, you need to draw this diagram with neat sketch with pencil and show the dimensions. How much L value you got, how much D value you got, how much this D value you got. Each and everything with the pencil only. You have to write the values, and at the bottom of the diagram, you have to write this comment: all dimensions are in mm. Like that, you have to write. If you forget that drawing the this sketch, simply you will lose the 5 marks. Remember this point. Okay, Babu. So here, whatever the design procedure I explained, in the same manner, the problem also solved. It means if you perfect with the design procedure, no need to practice the solvation of the problem. Is it right, Babu? So shall I end the class? If you don't have any doubts.